Oh, yo, yes, sir, man. We live and we back. Welcome back to the Golden Goose DFS show. I am your host, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose, here today bringing you another edition of my starting five for DraftKings and FanDuel. All right, we gonna get right into it. But if you've been here for a while, you know what we got. First, if this your first time here, man, we doing the lineup review, going over my best lineup from yesterday's slate, just diving into my thought process a little bit and how I tried to attack yesterday's slate, seeing what we did right, what we did wrong, so that can help us going forward, man. All right, so we got that pulled up, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here, if you're new here, it don't matter. Definitely hit that like button, man. It goes a long way, man. Help your boy out. Just a quick little 2 seconds of your time. Just press that thumbs up, man. And all right. And definitely turn your notification bell on so you can be here rocking with us every day and you'll know when the video drops, alright? So last night, man, was a couple of blowouts, man. That the tough 3 game slate, man. Small slates are always tough, man, because there's only a finite number of plays, only so many ways you can go on a small slate. On DraftKings, I think I end up losing about $10 overall. FanDuel didn't cash, just missed the cash line over there. But let's get into the lineup review. This is my best lineup right here. This is in $4.20 max. Came in 724th place. Won $10 right there with this lineup. Put up 257. All right. So yesterday's slate, man, I just wanted to. My two cornerstones, the guys I had a lot of that I built most of my lineups around were Patty Mills and Eric Bledsoe, right? So that was my core, so to speak, yesterday. I had a lot of those guys. I wasn't 100%, but definitely had a lot of them, as I felt those were like two of the better value plays on the slate, and two of the better point per dollar plays on the slate. So with this lineup right here at the top, went Steph Curry. Got him at 29% on, man. Just trying to mix and match pieces around Patty Mills. Like this lineup I went Curry and George. I had another lineup I went like KD and KD and George. Went KD and Curry on one. I was just trying to pair different superstars with my cornerstones of Patty Mills and Eric Bledsoe. But Steph Curry right at 30% on. Big game for him yesterday, man. 62, well, right at 63 DK points, the highest scorer on the slate yesterday. All right, very solid effort from him in a blowout win against the Nets. Man, I expected this game to be a little closer. Could have got some more points from him, but the blowout, they didn't need him in the fourth, so 62 was still very solid for Steph Curry. Patty Mills, everybody's favorite value play today, man. He was just too cheap. Should be in the starting role. We knew it. Well, once we got the news, he was in the starting role for these Nets, man. I had a feeling he could see 30-plus minutes, and he's mainly a scorer, but going against the Warriors, his up-paced game, I felt like they would need some scoring, and he could fall into some points here. He got you right at 20 DK points, man. That's solid. That definitely don't kill you on a 3 game slate for 3,800, man. Very solid, a little over 6x right here for him. All right, they definitely wanted a bigger performance from him, but it's okay right here. We can live with that. I think Patty Mills and Eric Bledsoe was in the winning lineup anyway, so this definitely didn't hurt you right here on a small game slate. Small forward went Paul George 10-2 just to get another pay up option. Got him right at 32%, man. He 53 DK points from him as well. Very solid from PG-13. At my power forward, just trying to get different, man. Y'all know me if you've been watching my shows. Once I get a lot of chalk in here, I gotta try to get different somewhere else and try to get different in a few spots. A lot of times on small game slates, that's all you really need. That is the key. Just get different in a few key spots and you can take some down, because your lineup's going to be pretty chalky just because of lack of options. So I try to get different right here with Bogdanovich. Got him at 10%, 5,500. Worked out well for us, man. As he got over 6x for us right here, pushing 40 DK points, man. Definitely helped us out in this contest right here. At center, when Isaiah Hartenstein, we knew he doesn't get a lot of minutes, but he's been very productive in the minutes he has gotten. So at 3,500, I needed some more value in this lineup since I had 2 pay up options. So try to get Hartenstein here, and hopefully he could get us about 20. He only gave us right at 13 DK points, so a little low. Definitely needed a little more from him. At my other guard spot, I went Reggie Jackson, 26% on, undoubtedly. I know some people out there be looking like, why did you play Reggie Jackson and Eric Bledsoe? You know they negatively correlated. On a 3 game, if it was a bigger slate, I probably wouldn't do this. But on a 3 gamer, man, I think the lack of plays makes up for the negative correlation between these two. All right, so I got him at 26% on. He got us right at 40 DK points. That nice effort from Reggie Jackson, almost 7xing over here, very solid. At my 4th spot, Devin Vassell let us down yesterday. Got him at 19%. He had been performing well. Just had a not so good night over here for Devin Vassell, man. Only 7 DK points. Really murdered this lineup. I think the winning lineup had like 294. Something along those lines, 294, 295, something like that. So if he can just get us 25, 30, we definitely could have had a bigger night here. But he struggled for us, 19% on. And then finishing out my lineup, Eric Bledsoe, 5,200. Just been playing well, seeing big minutes. In this matchup against the Spurs, he had him at 49% on. He gave us 23 DK points. An okay effort, but definitely wanted more from him. But like I said a while ago, his performance was hindered by Reggie Jackson having a big performance. Both of those guys can't really have a big performance on the same night. I didn't really need him to. I wanted him to, but I figured both could have a solid night in this matchup. That's why I had Jackson and Eric Bledsoe. But 257 in this lineup, like I said, came in 700th place. Pardon that right there. Came in 724th place. All right, let's go look at FanDuel, see what we're looking at over there. FanDuel just missed the money over here. The cash line was 257, 255, something like that in this This was the $2 single entry. Get into the lineup. At the top, Donovan Mitchell going against the Philadelphia 76ers. Another blowout on the slate. As they just handled the Sixers in this spot with no Embiid and no Simmons. Had Donovan Mitchell at 34% on. He gave us 27 FanDuel points. Just an but they didn't need to do much, man. They as you can see, they control this game. Most of the game was in their control, man. Donovan Mitchell here, just all right. Failed us right here at this 27 FanDuel points. Coming in at my other point guard, went Derek White. Got him at 32% on, man. Hoping he could shoot a little better. He's been struggling with his shot lately. He's a pretty solid shooter, man. A lot of guys struggling with this shot. I don't know if it has something to do with the ball like everybody's been talking about, but it's definitely something because a lot of decent shooters have been struggling with their shot early on in this season, man. And Derek White's another one of them. But I was hoping he could correct it here in this spot. He did okay for us, 32% on. He gave us 27 FanDuel points. And my other shooting guard went right, stayed with Reggie Jackson over here. Reggie Jackson was my staple on FanDuel. Y'all know how I like to do, put the sites against each other. So I had a lot of Eric Bledsoe on DraftKings, but I had a lot of Reggie Jackson on FanDuel. So I just played them against each other. He was solid over here, 37 FanDuel points, right at 34% on. At my other shooting guard, I went Jordan Poole. Over here on FanDuel, man, I tried to go nice and balanced. I didn't really want to get into any of the chalk plays. I tried to go nice balance. Got Jordan Poole right here, 19% on. He gave us 26 FanDuel points, but once again, he was hindered by the blowout. No real closing run over here. Hurt everybody's production over here in this Warriors-Nets game. Which leads me to my small forward, Kevin Durant. He should have had a big game. When I was watching the game, we had James Harden getting early foul trouble in the first half. I thought he was poised to have a big one and just take it over, but did not come to fruition here. Got him at 56% on, only 28 FanDuel points, so not nearly enough for KD, and that's going to typically happen when your superstars having an off night, especially a team that's built like the Nets with just superstars. When they have an off night, it's going to lead to blowouts, and that's what pretty much happened here. At the small forward, went to Tobias Harris, 52% on. He was just too cheap for his role with the 76ers with no Embiid and no Simmons. You kind of had to go to him, as you can tell by the ownership here. 52% on, just 30 FanDuel points from Tobias Harris. At the power forward, went Bojan Bogdanovic over here again. Nice effort from him. 27% on. Was a little more chalky over here on FanDuel. I think that's just due to the position scarcity. But 36 FanDuel points. Nice effort from Bojan Bogdanovic. At my other forward, Draymond Green. I was heavy on him as well yesterday. I had a lot of him across both sites. he was on his way to a nice game. He was pushing that triple double. He got the points, which is the main part of Draymond Green. It's always weird with Draymond Green. The points is the hardest part for him to get a triple double. But gave us 11, 8, and 6, 30 FanDuel points at 28% on over here on FanDuel. Just once again, he probably could have got there if the game was closer and they needed to close out the game, and he got his closing run over here. But we'll take it right there. And then my center spot. Just had to find a value play, roll the dice on, man. A lot of people like LaMarcus Aldridge, so it's only right that I try to go away from him and go to Blake Griffin, especially on FanDuel at that price tag. Only 11 FanDuel points, though. Blake Griffin was an epic fail yesterday. So there you have my best FanDuel lineup, 252. Just missed the money. But let's get to this monster slate we got this Wednesday. All right, another 11 gamer. It's going to be tough, man. We waiting on injury news, of course. We already got a big piece of injury news. No Luka Doncic. Oh, man, that's going to open up a lot of those Mavs players over there. I like a few of them. We're going to get into it, all right? At the top, point guard, I want to look at Tyrese Halliburton, though. 5,900 for the Sacramento Kings going against the Minnesota Timberwolves. This should be a juicy fantasy matchup right here. Up-pace matchup. Two defenses that are nothing to write home about. Tyrese Halliburton, he fills up the stat sheet, man. Assists, rebounds, steals. Y'all know I love players like that. And if that shot is falling, he can really give you a big performance. I think he's just too cheap right now on DraftKings, especially for the minutes and the way he's been performing. I definitely want to take advantage of that. And also, he's a nice pivot to that Jalen Brunson chalk. With no Luka Doncic, Jalen Brunson is going to be super chalky today. He's at 5,700. Everybody's going to want to go. And he is a good player. I'm going to have him in some spots as well. But in GPPs or even in your single interest, if you're looking for a pivot, I think Tyrese Halliburton makes for a great pivot from Jalen Brunson today, all right? Get him in some of your lineups, all right? Excuse me. Coming in at shooting guard, then we can go right back to Taylor Horton Tucker. Think he's still too cheap over here on DraftKings. 4,800. We've seen his role. He's another guy who does a little bit of everything. Assists, rebounds. He has steals the first couple of games. Playing big minutes. Played like 38 minutes last time out. He's being aggressive. He's looking to score. I like Taylor Horton Tucker in his matchup against the Milwaukee Bucks for 4,800, man. You see him right there. He's averaging right now 34 DraftKings points on the season. Y'all know how I feel about a guy whose average production is already 6x or more of his price tag. Those guys aren't locks, but that's just a great starting point for any player. Any player. When you look down the list, look, that's a great starting point. If you want to know if a guy is a good player or not, if his DraftKings average right here, you can see a DK average, it's already 6x whatever his salary is. That's a great starting point for any player. I don't care who it is. All right? So we definitely want to get to Taylor Horton Tucker right here. Coming at small forward, I want to look at Chetty Osman. Saw him play 31 minutes last game. Now, this Cleveland team has no bigs. None. Markin is out. Love could be back. He's questionable. We're waiting on that news. But Mobley's out. Allen's out. We could see Ed Davis probably starting at center. If he does, I'm going to definitely get some Ed Davis. I love big man, cheap plays because they just fall into rebounds and putbacks like that. So I'm just going to be waiting on that starting lineup. I'm anticipating probably Ed Davis starting at the center if Love doesn't play, but we'll have to see. If Love plays, I'm going to like Love. Who's ever in for these bigs on Cleveland, I'm going to like. I definitely want to get to Chetty Osman, though, because we saw him play 31 minutes. I definitely think he plays 30-plus minutes because they have the ability to go small. They don't really need a center, especially against the Nets, another team who can go small as well. So I definitely want to look at Chetty Osman right here at 4K, expecting him to see 30-plus minutes, man. And they're gonna need some. He's gonna fall into some production, man. At 4K, that many minutes, he's gonna fall into production. I definitely like getting a Chetty Osman in this matchup against the Nets. Coming in at power forward, give me Kristaps Porzingis. All right, a guy who has been balling already, giving you 40-plus in the last 3-4 games. Now you get him in a matchup with no Luka Doncic. Give me all the Kristaps Porzingis. No Luka, all that usage, all them shots to go around, man. I know Kristaps Porzingis is gonna fall into a lot of it. I definitely want him at this 7,400 price tag over here on DK, man. Porzingis is one of my favorite plays on DraftKings today. And coming in at my center, man, DeAndre Ayton. I'm staying in that Phoenix Dallas game. We saw him come back, get 33 minutes last time out, going against this Dallas Maverick team with no real center. DeAndre Ayton should destroy them inside. Listen to what I'm telling you. Dwight Powell's not big enough. They're going to have to run out Boban or something. No center they got over there is equipped enough for DeAndre Ayton to keep him off. I'm expecting a big game for DeAndre Ayton, man. DeAndre Ayton is my favorite play on DraftKings today. Absolute favorite play. I'm going to have a lot of DeAndre Ayton. I expect him to dominate. Big double down there for DeAndre Ayton, all right? There you have it, man. My starting five for DraftKings. Tyrese Halliburton, Taylor Horton Tucker, man, Chetty Osman, Kristaps Porzingis, and DeAndre Ayton. Let's go take a look at FanDuel and see what I'm liking over there. Hey, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, what you waiting on? If you haven't hit that like button, definitely speed to that. All right, let's go, man. At the top on FanDuel. At my point guard, I want to look at LaMelo Ball. I like this price tag, $9K right here on FanDuel. I think that's a little savings. I think we're getting a little discount over there on him. A guy who has triple-double potential going against the Washington Wizards. Another juicy fantasy matchup spot. I know Washington has improved defense this year, but I don't really care about that with LaMelo Ball here. He's going to push the pace. You know, he's getting off the glass. He's going. I like him. He controls the tempo of this Charlotte Hornets team. And like I said, he's a triple-double threat whenever he steps on the court. You got to like guys like that, especially when you can get him at 9K in a nice matchup, all right? Coming in at shooting guard, going back to my boy Cade Cunningham, man. Still 5,800 over here on FanDuel. They didn't raise his price tag. Last game out, we finally got to see what a game can look like with him when he shoots the ball decent. And I think he's going to build upon that, man. We're not expecting that type of performance, but he doesn't have to. If he comes out and gets you 40 this game, that's still positive at 5,800. So I like getting back to Cade Cunningham against the Indiana Pacers right here. Another team who's been giving it up as far as fantasy-wise. I mean, I like Cade Cunningham today at 5,800. Coming in at small forward. Over here on FanDuel, I want to look at Tim Hardaway Jr., man. 5,200. I think he's too cheap right here. Now, this is a risky play because Tim Hardaway, he's all scoring. That's all he does. So if that shot is not falling, he's probably going to lay a dud for us and be a snowflake. But like I said, no Luka. It's tons of shots going to go around, and I know who's going to take some of them. Tim Hardaway Jr. is going to pick up some of those shots, and he's a guy who can get scorching hot. So if he hits a couple early and gets to feeling himself, man, he can fill it up and have a big one for us because it's going to be plenty of shots to go around with no Luka. So I like getting a Tim Hardaway Jr. here. A little of a risky play, but I'm okay with it over here. At the power forward, give me Al Horford, 6,800. Potentially no Robert Williams, another piece of injury news we're waiting on, but I like him whether Robert Williams plays or not. If Robert Williams is out, I'm going to love him because he should get more minutes at the center most likely, and that's going to improve his rebound rate, and he's been playing well all year. He's been struggling the last couple of games, but if he's getting most of his minutes at the center with no Robert Williams, I think he can return us value on this 6,800 price tag over here on FanDuel. I like getting to him in this matchup against the Atlanta Falcons. Man, I'm tripping. It's so early, man. Atlanta Hawks, man. My bad, man. My bad. But, yeah, get you some Al Horford tomorrow, right? Well, today. All right, and then coming in at center, man, it's Wendell Carter Jr., 6,200, going against the New York Knicks. He's another guy who's been very solid, playing 30-plus minutes, nice double-double potential. He provides scoring for them. I like Wendell Carter in this matchup. They're going to need his size down there to go against Randall and keep Mitchell Robinson off the board. So him and Mo Bamba should be in for a full night. I like Bamba as well, but I want to get to Wendell Carter for a little cheaper over here on FanDuel. All right? There you have it, man. My starting five on FanDuel. LaMelo Ball, Cade Cunningham, Tim Hardaway Jr., Al Horford, and Wendell Carter Jr. Get you some exposure to these guys, man. Get them in your player pool. You know I'm going to have them in mind. That's going to do it for us here today, man. Y'all know the motto. Chances make champions. Y'all green up, man. I see y'all tomorrow, all right? Let's go.